Hi, everybody. As always, glad to have you with us. Glad this Wednesday is just about over because, well, it puts us just one step closer to the weekend, which is looking a little wintry. In fact, we've got cold air rampant throughout the entire forecast period. We'll fall back to the teens tomorrow night. We will not break the freezing point, I don't think, tomorrow for daytime highs. Back to the low teens thereafter. The high for the forecast period looks to be 45 on next Tuesday. But in between here and there, we've got some rain, we've got some snow, and certainly some Arctic temperatures. I'll pinpoint it with your latest update from the National Weather Service in just a few moments. Highlights from last night's Lawrence-Magoffin County boys matchup. I can also tell you that the boys' grade school tournament, the championship game, is tonight between, I believe it's North Magoffin and South Magoffin. And since Andrew's team at North Magoffin is there, well, I suspect we'll have some highlights for you tomorrow. We've got a lot of news to cover tonight before I can get to that game, so let's get to it. It sadly begins with an Eastern Kentucky fatality. We have only confirmed so far that one person has died, a female, unidentified still at this hour by authorities, in a two-car collision that happened in the Red Fox community of Knott County earlier this afternoon before 2 o'clock. We know that the driver was a female, and she was behind the wheel of the vehicle, which was involved in a crash with another car. It's still uncertain as to how exactly it happened, but it's believed that one vehicle may have pulled into the path of the other. The female was pronounced dead at the scene. There were 3 others injured, all minor injuries, all transported to area facilities for the severity of their injuries, which once again we are told was minor, with the exception of the deceased. Attorney General Jack Conway just earlier today announced formally that he, alongside 20 other state attorneys general across this United States, have formally asked the Commissioner of the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, to reconsider its recent decision to approve the high-dose narcotic painkiller known as Zohydro-ER, which the FDA approved back in October against the recommendation of the FDA's own advisory panel. That panel voted 11-2 against approving the drug because of its high potential for misuse and its lack of an abuse deterrent formulation. Additionally, one day before approving Zohydro-ER, the FDA recommended reclassifying all hydrocodone products to Schedule II controlled substances because of the abuse potential. Zohydro-ER, I'm told, is the first hydrocodone-only opioid narcotic, which is reported to be 5 to 10 more times potent than traditional hydrocodone products that are usually manufactured in a formulation with other non-narcotic analgesics. In a letter to the Commissioner of the FDA, General Conway, and the bipartisan coalition of attorneys general, asked that if the FDA will at least not reconsider its approval of Zohydro-ER, then it should at least set a rigorous timeline for the drug's reformulation to require abuse deterrent properties, which so far it does not include. On that note, it's a case that goes back publicly to February of 2011 when not one but 2 Johnson County pain clinics were raided simultaneously by local, state, and federal authorities. And it's a case that's still not over. The sentencing for 2 individuals is still on hold, so to speak, while the trial or the case against one of the physicians at the 2 facilities is still ongoing. I've covered the case of the Caremore Pain Management Clinic and Dr. Richard Albert's offices and other physicians since the raid took place by local, state, and federal authorities, as seen here back in February of 2011. But today's edition of the Paintsville Herald has additional information indicating why the owners of Caremore are still yet to be sentenced. After pleading guilty earlier this year to federal charges of conspiring with doctors to illegally dispense prescription pain medication, those former owners of the Caremore Pain Management Clinic have still not been sentenced due to several delays. 42-year-old Tammy Cantrell of Oil Springs and 53-year-old Shelby Lackey of Boones Camp, neither of which have any medical credentials to their resume, so to speak, have seen many delays in their case after delays in the case of Ronald Bofill, a physician who was employed by both of the females at Caremore Pain Clinic. Bofill was set to go to trial on September the 30th in federal court in Lexington. That trial was delayed, originally due to preliminary reports that he may have suffered significant cognitive impairment showing signs of possible early dementia. Those reports, contrary to later expert reports that Bofill was found to have been capable of effectively consulting with counsel regarding plea negotiations. Now there's a status conference and competency hearing that's been set for this coming Monday, the 16th, in federal court in Lexington. If a plea agreement says the paper is reached prior to that date, Bofill's arraignment will be held instead. Otherwise, Bofill will go to trial on Monday, March the 17th, also in Lexington. And since authorities plan on calling both Lackey and Cantrell as witnesses in the Bofill case, their respective sentencings are subject to many delays. According to an earlier plea agreement from 2008 to 2011, Cantrell and Lackey both says the paper conspired to, with the assistance of two doctors, Bofill and Richard Albert, who also had his own office in Paintsville, to dispense and prescribe oxycodone without legitimate medical purposes in Johnson County for quite some time. More than 60,000 Percocets alone were believed to have been distributed. As a result, both the former owners, both females, face up to 20 years imprisonment and a fine of $1 million and a term unknown of supervised release on the charge of just conspiracy to distribute and unlawfully dispense oxycodone. They also face a sentence of additional 20 years and another fine of $500,000 or less on the charge of maintaining a drug-involved premise. As for Dr. Albert, he pleaded guilty back in December of 2011, and he's ordered to forfeit more than $630,000 in cash from his illegal operations. He was sentenced to 75 months in prison in 2012, in June of that year. More headlines in just a moment. Make sure you come on in right now and find out more about the biggest Christmas savings of all at Red's Boot Barn in Sayersville. For a limited time, all Red Wings, buy one pair, get another pair half off. Buy any pair of Ariats, get another pair half off. In fact, you know what? Buy absolutely anything in the entire store, men's, women's, work and western boots, Miss Me jeans, fine leathers by Scully, clothing by Carhartt, Ariat, Outback, and more. It's all buy one, get one half off. Only for a limited time at Red's in Sayersville.
This is John at Premier Motor Sales in Paintsville, Kentucky. We appreciate y'all shopping with us. And if you're in the market for a used vehicle, we carry all sorts of different kinds of makes and models. For example, here I have a 2009 Chevy Malibu LT. I also have a 2010 Toyota Corolla S. It's no problem to find you what you're looking for. Give us a call at 297-4121 in Paintsville, Kentucky.
From time and money saving services like their overdraft protection, telephone and online banking services, to finding the right home, college, or car loan, to personalized checking and savings accounts designed around your exact needs, Sayersville National Bank is still your best choice and the same locally owned and operated bank that's been looking out for your family's financial health since 1902. Sayersville National, restoring the piggy bank population one savings at a time. Game time means wing time at Lee's, and that means it's time for you to try our new buffalo wings. I can't tell you our secret, but I can tell you they're marinated and then rolled in our famous, albeit a little spicy, crispy chicken batter and served up with any of our 7 delectable sauces. So get your hands on a meal or a box today at your Sayersville Lee's famous recipe, where no one does chicken like we do chicken.
Hi, I'm Don McFarland, and I want to be your family lawyer. Sometimes we all have troubles in our life, and when we do, it's good to have a friend that you can call on and during times of legal trouble. Please give me a call. I have been here my entire life. I was born here, I was raised here, I have a family here, and I've practiced law here since 1994. So if you ever have pain, if you ever have trouble, if you're ever in need, then pick up the phone and call Donald Wayne, 349-9000.
Howdy, Hatfield. I reckon I'll take my pig back.
Ain't your pig.
Yeah, it is.
No, it ain't.
Yeah, it is, and I can prove it. Ma, I just sent a picture of our missing pig. Tell everybody it's time to start feuding.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
I guess ain't gonna be no feud. Real nice picture, though.
We'll put it on Instagram.
Appalachian Wireless is 4G. Great pictures, video, text, and talk. Bigger savings, better service. That's today's Appalachian Wireless.
It's not all that hard to find little ways you can help throughout the holiday season. One of our stories tonight, which is still on the back burner, so to speak, still trying to make ends meet, was to be about a Toys for Tot program here locally. We hope to have that for you on tomorrow, but we encourage everyone to try to spread a little Christmas cheer if you can through any such means throughout the holidays. And if we can, we'll talk with representatives of the Sagersville Funeral Home, which have asked us to pass along some information about their Toys for Tots program. Now you can drop off a gift there, and that's about all you need to know, but we'll share some more with you hopefully as soon as tomorrow. If you've got any such Christmas events or projects ongoing out there, we would love to know about them and help you with your endeavors. With that said, I do have local headlines, but I've got a recall tonight. I did the IKEA thing one time. That was my last time. Wasn't for me. But I can tell you that millions of children's wall-mounted lamps are being recalled at this hour after a 16-month-old child in a crib died after getting entangled in the lamp's cord. This may look like a picture of a toy or maybe even a Christmas ornament, but it's actually a lamp, and it's one of 8 different models which are under recall. And there's a good chance that you may have one of these in your home. Maybe you've been to IKEA, maybe a gift from someone else. So we want to make sure that you're aware that the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission, the CPSC for short, in cooperation with IKEA of North America, is announcing the recall for repair of children's wall-mounted lamps due to the strangulation hazard that I mentioned. As I said, a 16-month-old child in a crib died after getting entangled in the lamp's cord. In a separate incident, a 15-month-old child in a crib became entangled in the lamp's cord and nearly strangled. But in both incidences, which did happen in Europe, the lamp cord was pulled into the crib by the infants. Now, there were 3 million of these recalled lamps sold here in the United States, and a total of 23 million sold around the world, so a rather wide-reaching recall. And as with any recall, we always suggest that you go to the Consumer Product Safety Commission's website, cpsc.gov. There's always model numbers, complete recalls about all the products in question there, and you can find out the latest details. These recalled IKEA children's Smila series wall-mounted lamps were sold in 8 different designs: the Blue Star, the Yellow Moon, the Pink Flower, White Flower, Red Heart, Green Bug, Blue Seashell, and Orange Seahorse. And if you think you have one or know someone who may, well, you'll want to stop using it immediately, and you'll also want to go to the website of the CPSC at cpsc.gov to find out more. They were sold only at IKEA stores across the nation. I know there's one in Ohio that's frequented by a lot of folks in this area, possibly. They were sold from July of '99 all the way through May of this year, between $10 and $13 a piece. So if you have one, certainly want to get it out of reach of your small child and contact the company for support. Contact your local McGoffin Farm Bureau agent, Doug Green, for any insurance questions or needs at 349-2416, a proud sponsor of our community calendar. And we've still got a lost pup out there, per my knowledge. This missing pup, look at that face, it still kills me. Oh, it's a 10-week-old by the name of Mac. And Mac was last seen in the Lacey or Mine Fork area. And Mac's owner, a beautiful little girl, I'm told, desperate to find her lost pet. So if you've seen this particular pet, a blue heeler, obviously, if you know anything about animals, and I know very little, that's probably pretty obvious, I guess. But a gorgeous little pup last seen in the Lacey or Mine Fork area. Name is Mac, and his little owner would love to have him back. So if you've seen Mac or know anything about his whereabouts, just use my number for contact information at this point, 349-3699, and we'll get you reunited with Mac's owners. Moving on, the Stinson United Baptist Church is having their annual Christmas Fellowship this Saturday at 5 in the Church Fellowship Hall. If you want to participate in the gift exchange, ladies, bring a gift for ladies. Men, bring a gift for men. The gifts to be $10 or less in value, and everyone is invited. Once again, the Stinson United Baptist Church hosting their annual Christmas Fellowship this Saturday evening at 5. Our friends at the Burning Fork Community Church, the ladies at the Burning Fork Community Church, are still preparing fresh, homemade, well, the strawberries are grown. They don't make the strawberries, but they adorn them with chocolate and all sorts of goodies in a wonderful Christmas gift box. If you'd like to purchase a box for $20, call them. They've got one more delivery date of next week, the 17th and the 18th. That's next Tuesday and Wednesday. So this is the last order time, I think. If you want some for a gift for anyone or maybe yourself, call 349-6400. It's a beautiful and very sweet gift to give to anyone. If you've got announcements like these or birthdays, anniversaries, and the like, send them to us. We'll get them on. This is how you do so. Funeral services brought to you on behalf of the McGoffin County Funeral Home, who has forwarded me arrangements that have been set in honor of 47-year-old Nellis Marie Penix of Daleville, Alabama, who passed away on December the 7th, the daughter of the late John Davis and Winnie Poe. Surviving is her husband Ronald Penix, daughter Lori Ann Penix, and sons Jonathan Allen Davis, William Hager Sizemore, Aaron Russell Penix, and Michael Lee Penix. Visitation is this evening and until services. They'll start tomorrow morning at 11 in her honor, once again from the McGoffin County Funeral Home, with burial to be at the Shepherd Cemetery at Salyersville. And we have an in loving memory this evening of Garletta Salyer Brown, who passed away 13 years ago this date, sadly missed by her mom, her son, Joey, grandchildren Lily and Chloe, sisters, brother, nieces, and nephews.
At the end of every race, Mark Martin hangs up his driving gloves. He hangs up his fire suit. And he hangs up his helmet. Which is why he picks up his phone and opens the ER Extra app. The app shows ER Extra wait times, locations, and more. It's the one safeguard Mark Martin is never without. ER Extra at Paul B. Hall Regional Medical Center. Extra fast, extra easy, extra great.
It's one of those rare places where once inside you can cross off everything on your Christmas to-do and gift lists. In fact, there's just not another place like Fraser's Prater Drug Seasonal Shop in downtown Salyersville. All the unique holiday designs and decor, all the beautiful ornaments, wreaths, and trees, and right now, it's all 30% off. That's right, everything Christmas is at least 30% off, with new clearance items added every day, marked off at least 50%. And find them on Facebook right now for a special deal of the day, every day, all the way through Christmas. And don't forget the gifts, everything UK, new bangle bracelets by Bourbon and bow ties, and even custom gift baskets, big or small, filled with anything or everything in the store. Merry Christmas from Fraser's Prater Drugs Seasonal Shop. The 2014 Terexes are in with a newly redesigned 800cc power plant and a new 2-seat configuration. And the XP1000 is on the ground, 107 horsepower and a world-class suspension, plus Polaris financing as low as 2.99%, 5.99% for up to 72 months. But it's only good till the end of the year at Connolly's Kawasaki and Polaris of Paintsville. It's so new it doesn't even have a name, but it does have an amazing taste all its own. 4 pancakes, butter, syrup, plus your choice of any of our dozens of DQ toppings with a little whipped cream on top, and of course some of our world-famous DQ soft serve. And you can add bacon, sausage, or even a little country ham for a full-blown breakfast treat. So sink your taste buds into a quarter or even half-pound grill burger fixed exactly like you like it. And you want to know the best part? James says you can have either one for breakfast as early as you want, but only at your Sagersville DQ. As we remember while we honor the season and get ready to embrace a bright new year, we'd like to take just a moment to wish you and all those you know and love the merriest of Christmases and happiest of New Years. From your home away from home for short-term rehabilitation or long-term nursing needs, all with a standard of excellence and a tradition of caring. Merry Christmas from Sagersville Nursing and Rehabilitation. Sagersville Medical Center is proud to welcome their newest provider and member of the family nurse practitioner Erica Blackburn, caring for children's sick and well visits, adult acute and chronic conditions, and women's health issues. And they're pleased to invite you to join them for a meet and greet in her honor and yours on Friday, December the 13th from 3 to 5 at Sagersville Medical Center. They're serving refreshments and giving away door prizes. You don't have to be present to win, but they look forward to seeing you as they embark on their exciting future with their newest provider, Erica Blackburn, family nurse practitioner.
Whoa! Head over to Home Furniture to lighten my load and get a great deal.
Bundle packages are here. Purchase TVs, receive your choice of a Blu-ray, DVD, Xbox 360, or Wii game system. Purchase a mattress set, get a free sheet set and mattress pad. Purchase an adult recliner, receive a free kids recliner. Financing for 36 months, 0% interest to qualified buyers. Home Furniture, Highlands Plaza, Prestonsburg.
As I mentioned at the start of the program, McGoffin County's grade school basketball tournament in the boys bracket is tonight. That championship game hosted by Sagersville Grade School, which was defeated by South McGoffin night before last. Now it's North and South tonight, and that's where I'm off to in just a few moments. We'll have some highlights for you tomorrow. Before we can do that, though, I've got highlights from last night's Lawrence County, McGoffin County boys matchup here at home. Whoopsie, and I don't mean whoopsie because I'm playing birthday footage. This is intentional. It's intentional because I nearly missed one. Just found a birthday announcement that was buried here in my desk, and it's for Vaughn Collins. I'm told he celebrated his birthday today with lots of love from family and friends. Vaughn, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Vaughn Collins. We'll pick it up with a big block and a big rebound to follow as the Hornets looking for their second win on the season. McGoffin County pulls it down, gets it to Jaron Lovely. We're early in the second half. Trenton Russell gets the ball over to Corey Pitts for a cool spin and move, and he gets the bucket as the Hornets showing some poise, some control, some quick, precise ball movement as they're in their fourth game of the year, hosting Lawrence County last night. Lawrence County would get the possession and try to make good of it. However, Corey Pitts would stop the shot again, and a Lawrence County foul right about there would reset the Hornet ball. After the inbounds, it was Jeff Bolin who makes it look effortless under the goal. I said effortless, right? Later, Lawrence County with possession, and they would tie it up with that basket. 42-42 your score at this point. Then it's McGoffin County. Jaron Lovely puts the moves on all the way down for the left-hander. But Lawrence County's not going away all that easily. It stayed a close game throughout much of the third quarter. A few seconds later, Corey Pitts ties it. We're now at 46 apiece. Here's Lovely for another two. And Russell to Pitts for two more. But the third quarter would end with Lawrence County ahead by 6, 58-52, and your final score, a deficit of 16 for McGoffin County, 64-80. Your final score, putting the Hornets with one win in the season against East Ridge, and they've lost 3 in a row. But they've got another chance, of course. They've got a great deal of chances. We're still very early in the season. Their next chance will be tomorrow night here at home against Pikeville. Tip-off set for 6 o'clock. And a reminder, the ladies are at home again this Friday night hosting Paintsville, the Lady Tigers. That will be an exciting one. That game set for this Friday night here at home, and tip-off is set also for 6 o'clock. With that said, here's your forecast. To be more precise, your Licking Valley RECC forecast. It is just a few minutes short. I'm going to be tonight rushing out to catch the game, which tipped off at 6, so we're a bit early with the taping tonight, and a bit early with time of the show as well. We'll catch up tomorrow, and we'll have some highlights from tonight's grade school tournament. With that said, well, what do you know? A few flurries in the forecast a little later on. 10 p.m. to 3 a.m. is the best chance to see some. No accumulation expected, but a low of 16, which is exactly where we started off this morning here at the newsroom with a low of 16. We did see 49 for the daytime high today, although it didn't really feel like it. Don't expect to see anything close to that tomorrow, with daytime highs only expected to be right around 29 degrees. 17 for the low tomorrow night. Sunny skies tomorrow. It's going to be sunny and bright, and it will look warm. If you're looking from the inside out, not going to feel so much. 29 for your high tomorrow. 43 and improving on your Friday with more sunshine, and a low just above freezing Friday night. That's a good thing, mind you. But Friday night will bring about a chance of some rain, and yeah, it's going to be in the form of rain, and it's going to be after 3 a.m., so technically early Saturday morning. That rain's going to continue throughout much of your Saturday. It's going to be a wet one. And then as we get back right around freezing for a 32-degree low Saturday night, we might see a switch over to some wintry mix and a little bit of a mess, taking us into the latter half of your weekend, where Sunday it's only going to pick up 3 degrees to a daytime high of 35. Clouds are going to hang around throughout the day, morning and day and evening hours, a low of 18. And like I said, that 20% chance of snow showers on your Sunday is going to be for the early part of the day as they're just pulling out of the area. Thereafter, we'll see 38 and mostly sunny and dry on your Monday with a low of 23. Tuesday, mostly sunny, and 45 of next week. There you have it. That's your forecast in a nutshell. It says winter from one end to the other, with a little rain and snow in the middle, which happens to be right around the latter half of your weekend. Excuse me, right around the first half of your weekend. My apologies. With that said, I'm off to the tournament. Back here tomorrow night with more news that you'll only see with me. Thanks for watching. Stay warm, and we'll see you next time.